If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 18 of the Chelsea career mode here on FIFA 16. As you can see, we're straining. We're not straining anybody. We're training some of the guys we've called up from the youth team. Santoso's there, Matok, and Gray as well. So actually, the youngsters seem to grow very, very well in training. They can seemingly do the goal challenges without too much of an issue as well. They definitely take the goal challenges better than some of the other already in the game, so to speak, youngsters have done so far in my experience with FIFA 16. But we had a decision to make, or you guys had a decision to make in the previous episode as to what sort of youngsters we brought in, and the most popular options were Nathaniel Chaloba and Dominic Solanke. So we're bringing those two in here, and you also wanted me to have a look at Izzy Brown as well. So we're rejecting another offer for Loic Remy. We'll be moving him on at the end of the season, but not right now. I want to make sure that we've still got enough striking options for the rest of this year. But Izzy Brown we're going to try and bring in as well. £1 million is the bid we've thrown in for now to try and entice Vitesse Arnhem to let him come back to Chelsea. But we start with a game at home in the Premier League against West Brom. Now they're actually 8th in the table. They're having a very good season. We're 4th, level on points with Arsenal, and only 3 behind the team in 2nd, and only 5 off the top of the table. So if we can get a win here, and everybody else, you know, if results can go our way, we could go within 2 points of first place. Starting a very strong side, as you can see. Costa up top with Pogba sat just behind him. Hazard and Willian either side of Didier Pogba in the midfield. Whenever I've mentioned Didier Pogba as a phrase in the past couple of episodes, a few people that didn't see the episode where we made the comparison between Pogba and Drogba got a little bit confused. They're like, Ches, his name's Paul. I'm aware his name's Paul, but he's been my top goal scorer this season and been playing like Didier Drogba. So we're calling him, for now at least, whilst the purple patch of goals continues, Didier Pogba. But Diego Costa could have given us a 1-0 lead there. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do so. It was a good block by the defenders. And then Jakob steals it off me in the midfield. Gorgeous through ball to Salomon Rondon. He's clean through one-on-one. Keeper comes out, can't get there. Rondon scores 1-0 West Brom. Now, if you watched the career mode Road to Glory last year on FIFA 15 with me, Salomon Rondon was at Everton in that series, and he always scored against me. And when we played West Brom in the league earlier on this season and in the cup earlier on this season, Salomon Rondon scored in both games, and he's done it again. He is my nemesis in FIFA, regardless of what year it is. Seemingly it's carried over from FIFA 15 into FIFA 16. Hopefully though, we can get ourselves back on level terms and in front before obviously the end of the game to make sure we get some goals and some points. And Diego Costa does put the ball into the back of the net there, but you could probably tell even from real time without needing the replay that Diego Costa was offside. The very shiny head of the assistant with his flag up, and you can see it's a good 2 yards or so. The wrong side of the defensive line as Willian crossed it. We push deeper into the first half though. Pogba on the ball through to Diego Costa. Good feet. He's going to get his shot away, aiming for that near post, but it is another good save by Ben Foster to keep us out for now. The pressure continues though in the second half. Hazard on the ball, picks it up from Jose Gaia into Diego again, seemingly at the forefront of all of our attacking here, Diego Costa, which hasn't been the case for the majority of the season. So it's nice to see him be involved more often than not here. Cesc Fabregas through to Willian though, and he just would not pull the trigger quick enough. 2 defenders smother him and are able to get the block in and stop us from scoring, because I'm pretty sure that Willian would have scored there had he been through one-on-one. Matic somehow manages to win a free kick here, despite the fact that that tackle from Christian Gamboa was pretty spot on, in fairness. Some of the refereeing decisions in this game this year completely baffling. Hazard with a free kick, but another top save by Ben Foster on the hour mark, and that was going to be enough to stop us from being able to get one back. West Brom, with their only chance of the game, get a 1-0 victory. We just couldn't get the ball past Ben Foster. I was really, really annoyed at that, as you might well understand, losing a game 1-0 when they've had one shot and you've had 7. But we're trying to negotiate a deal, continuing on with the transfer window with Izzy Brown, and we're still getting big offers for Thibaut Courtois, though obviously I'm going to be turning those down. Some big moves already in the window. David Silva leaving Manchester City, and Christian Eriksen leaving Tottenham, going to Atleti, and Silva goes to Bayern. Bayern makes some big moves in transfer windows at the beginning of career mode. So you've seen in the other series that we're doing with Wolfsburg that they've brought in Neymar from Barcelona and sold Neuer to Barcelona, trying to offer Izzy Brown a contract here and continuing to reject offers for Loic Remy, and Izzy Brown has accepted the contract. So our final youth signing of the season is going to bring Izzy Brown back to the club. He should have been at the club anyway, and now he has returned. Jake Clark-Salter's being sent out on loan, so he can get some first-team experience, but Bayern makes some massive transfers, as I've said. And they've made David Silva transfer in this one already, as you saw there. I can't remember whether they made any big transfers in the summer transfer window or not in this series. I can't quite remember, but there's going to be even more here. As we go down to the final hour, Jerome Boateng goes from Bayern Munich to Barcelona for £51 million, as well as Dries Mertens. They're going from Napoli to Valencia for £19.5 million. Some really strange deals go through on FIFA 16, it has to be said. Some massive deals and really odd ones as well. You wouldn't see Boateng, Silva or Eriksson leaving any of those three sides in real life, but for some reason on career mode they do. But never mind, it weakens all of our opposition, at least in the Premier League, with Silva and Christian Eriksen leaving, and Jerome Boateng doesn't really do too much for us, because if we play Bayern, it's Bayern, and if we play Barcelona, then they've now got Jerome Boateng to go alongside PK. So European sides are strengthening each other, but in the BPL at least, we might have a slightly easier time of things if two of the most creative central attacking midfielders in the league have been sold off elsewhere abroad. But we're in the replay now of the FA Cup. We had a replay in the previous round against Newcastle, and now we've got a replay again against Gillingham. Obviously, in the first leg against Gillingham, we played a handful of youngsters. This side, though, has got even more young players in it. We've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Nathaniel Chaloba in the midfield. Kennedy on the left, Oscar in at cam, admittedly, and then I think I was actually playing Izzy Brown on the right-hand side as well. Dominic Solanke in at striker. So three of our new, well, I say new, they're players that should be at the club anyway, but three of our quote-unquote new youngsters starting this game against Gillingham and hopefully going to have a good game. Izzy Brown into Smolnikov here, great whip. Oscar, probably the most experienced person in this starting lineup with the header, but unfortunately he just couldn't find the target. We were dominating this game though. In the first game against Gillingham, we didn't actually have that good a game, and they gave us a run for our money actually, and they could have won the game in the last minute if it weren't for a decent save by the very young Santoso in goal. Kennedy now with a chance after half an hour. He was actually falling over as he headed that, so couldn't quite control it properly, and we weren't able to get ourselves a 1-0 lead. Solanke, though, played through here, gets a great turn in on the defender. Just going to drive away from the defenders into the box. Surely going to get that at least on target. No, he can't. Slight inexperience showing there, or perhaps just a lack of finishing ability from Dominic Solanke. Hopefully, he will be able to improve over the next few weeks when we train him, but he is able to pick the ball off the defender and put that one away. So maybe his finishing isn't quite as bad as we had potentially thought. That one was on his weak foot as well, so a very good finish, but it was one-on-one with loads of space around him, so you would have expected him to finish that anyway. But Oscar is going to find Dom Solanke again, and yeah, maybe his finishing isn't as good as we might have thought. The goal may have been a one-off, but Ramirez is going to get this into Kennedy. Ramirez came off the bench here to have a go at the back line. I also brought on Loic Remy for Dominic Solanke, and then a little bit later we brought on Bertrand Traore on the right-hand side of the midfield to take the place of Izzy Brown, who was out there. Trying to remember my starting lineup. Ruben Loftus-Cheek into Bertrand Traore, though, literally just come onto the pitch here, turns inside the defender, powers it into the back of the net, 2-0 Chelsea, and game over, you would have thought. However, Gillingham, in the last 15 minutes or so, were going to throw everything at me. Loic Remy gets caught on it here, and they actually play a really nice move. Going to dink that over the top to McDonald. He knocks it back to Morris into the man in the box, and that is 2-1. I think he wanted to pick the ball up there, but he ended up just kicking it away again. So 2-1 in stoppage time, but we were going to come up back down the other end. Loftus-Cheek into Oscar, sees the run of Kennedy on the far side, picks him up perfectly. Kennedy drills it inside the near post. That's 3-1 and definitely game over. Much better performance from the youngsters in this game, in the replay, than we saw in the first leg. Pleased that all three goal scorers were youngsters as well. Kennedy and Traore have had a lot of first-team football this season, though, admittedly. But it was nice to see Solanke get a goal on his quote-unquote debut since coming back to the club, because obviously he left permanently and has come back permanently. So it is technically a second debut for him. But we're going through the squad report as we always do on a Monday. If there's anybody in particular you'd like to have a closer look at, then obviously feel free to pause the video at any point and have a closer look at their stats. There's a lot of growth in the squad actually. A few players haven't been performing as they might do though. Most notably Eden Hazard, not really getting the goals or assists that you'd expect from him, and similarly from Diego Costa, although 6 goals 5 assists isn't that bad, you know, just over halfway through the season. But when Bertrand Traore's got 5 goals as well, and he's, you know, like 19, 20 years of age, then you really expect more from Diego Costa. So Diego's got a lot to prove between now and the end of this season. We are definitely moving Remy on at the end of this year, and obviously we'll lose Falcao as well. So Diego's place might be a little safer because we're definitely going to lose those other 2 high-rated strikers. But he really needs to impress me between now and the end of the season if he wants to keep his first team spot, ahead of players like Kennedy, who've been playing very well, and Bertrand Traore, who, if he started every game, would probably have more goals than Diego Costa at this point. But there's a lot of growth from all of the kids right now in this series, which I am very, very pleased about. Both the kids that are here with us, the ones that we've brought back, and those that we've sent out on loan as well. You can see scrolling through some of the fringe players now at the bottom of the squad report. No growth yet from Asmir Begovic. Falcao has grown by 2 somehow, up to 85 rated, although JT has dropped by 2, which sucks. But yeah, we've got loads of players out on loan. We're going to have loads of people to be able to sell on again next year, like Marco van Ginkel. Thomas Callas will probably play. I'm not sure what to do yet with Juan Cuadrado. I may keep him and move on Pedro, because Pedro's not been very effective for me, and Juan Cuadrado is probably going to be the better player on FIFA. Obviously, I prefer Pedro in real life, but on FIFA, I think Cuadrado's going to be better. Nathan will definitely be involved in the first team picture as well. Not sure what to do with players like Mo Salah and Patrick Bamford, though, either, and young players like John Swift, Bradley Collins, and Charlie Masonda, and Tico Masonda will probably be moved on out on loan again. I probably won't sell them, just for the sake of keeping them at the squad, because they're there in real life. But we've got a very busy rest of the month. Stupidly busy rest of the month. 3 games in the next week, and then 2 games within 2 days of each other the week after, and then 2 games within 2 days of each other the week after that. It goes Juventus break day, Newcastle break day, Southampton break day, Watford. Brilliant. Cheers, game. And then we get like 3 days off again, and then, oh no, actually it's about a week. It's about a week, and then Norwich, and then it's like 3 days game, 2 days game, 3 days game. The fixture congestion is something that's been a problem on FIFA for the past 4 years in career mode, and they have not addressed it. They keep tweaking the game here and there, going, we've made career mode better, which is appreciated, don't get me wrong, but some of the things that make the biggest difference don't get changed. So please, EA, fix fixtures congestion. Just tweak it slightly. Let us move the fixtures around, even just a little bit, not to like move them months away, but just by a few days, just to stretch out the gaps so that we don't have to play games every 2 days for the space of 10 days. It's ridiculous. But anyway, we're 4th in the league right now. Could have been 1 point behind Man City and 2 points behind, 3 points, sorry, behind Arsenal with a game in hand, had we been able to get the win against West Brom, which sadly we weren't able to, but still, we're in a decent position, 1 point inside the Champions League spots, with games in hand on Arsenal and Newcastle down there in 6th, so we'll solidify over the next few episodes, hopefully get some more points, some more wins in the bag, and push on towards the top of the table. But that's all from me for this video. There's obviously going to be a Wolfsburg career mode uploaded later on tonight, so check your channel pages for that. There was 2 Tops Kick FIFA videos go up over the weekend, so definitely check those out if you missed them. They were both very good videos. I enjoyed making those with the Tops Kick app, so definitely check those out, and anything else that you may have missed over the weekend. There was still a full schedule of FIFA videos with my player and Wolfsburg career go up as well. But I'm going to stop waffling at the end. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.